another ended up at this special event called the Peace on Earth Charity Convention.
Which is definitely not sinister in any way.
Definitely not.
Totally not. Runaways.
You have run into some fairly big name people here and had some testy conversations, shall we say.
Seems like a good frame.
I need a will save from everyone before we get started.
Oh, good lord.
Excellent.
Oh, everyone but me is gonna die.
Well, it was only a matter of time.
Incorrect premise.
Okay. That's exactly as good as people would expect.
7.
10.
Hold on.
Dear fuck, guys.
Is that? Please tell me that's your pass by and not your. Oh
That's
no.
our total. That's
That
our
is
total.
your total. Good lord, we're all gonna die.
7 was my total.
I'll tell you what, everyone may add +2 to this.
12.
9.
Wax,
What are
is
we
my
rolling?
high enough? Because I have the resources to pump it higher.
Sorry, what were we rolling? I missed it.
Will. Though I don't
Everybody?
think you're there, Ziggy, because
No, I'm not there. Yeah.
You and Dig
No,
Dug were in the
Ziggy still
basement.
Ziggy still needs it too.
Oh,
Oh, I do. Okay.
26. Or sorry, 28 with the +2.
Fuck you, Dan, and your 15s.
And does everybody get a +2 to this or no?
Enough, or should I do things?
Does everyone get a +2 to this or just?
Yes. Everyone does.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Let me just double check something.
So,
Dan, is the recording started?
Yeah, the recording's going.
Yay, session 10! 10, I say.
okay, it looks all right. I'm going to type something to. Actually, this will be funny.
Sorry, Wex. I just let you know what? No, fuck it. Given the nature of this event, I'm spending a hero point on rerolling that.
Okay, well, you hadn't even waited to if I passed or not, but whatever.
Well, I'm actually supposed to announce whether before you tell me whether or not I'm.
Fair enough. All right, points 10.
So I am now at 26 also.
So I'm going to say everyone passes this.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm going to recorrect some things. Game night and Gray Zone, I shouldn't have had you roll at all.
Oh.
Okay.
High five, watch! We're
Woo!
Yeah!
Are we good? Okay. So we're actually going to, let's see. I need to let's have a position where everyone is right now. Ziggy,
I'm in the underground lab.
Dig Dug are in the underground lab.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, that's right.
We'll deal with Dig Dug in a little bit. And we'll deal
Have
with
we dragged the icons over to there?
in short time.
Dig Dug doesn't have an icon.
Don't make me make an icon for Dig Dug.
I'm not going to, unless you want to.
There.
You could just make John Doe plus Dig Dug be that icon.
Firework had just, or yeah, you
Katie had just left.
Katie had just left. Was anyone pursuing her?
I was.
Okay, so right. I'm sorry, my brain is still coming online.
Totally understandable.
So Alexandria is pursuing Katie. Iris's and Jackpot's parents are still hobnobbing.
I'm going to be leaving that to go talk to the captain again as soon as I have a good time to do so.
All right, you're talking to Captain Corcoran. Let's see. Jackpot, what are you doing? Sean, you there?
He might have muted himself.
Sean,
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess I'll wait on a thing I was going to do till Sean gets back. And the Red Menace and Wheeler, you guys were doing the thing we talked about, right?
I believe so.
All right. I'm unfortunately going to have to put that on hold slightly.
This is all your fault, Wash.
Well, I can't do it till
No.
I can't do it till certain players.
You see, you remember the chain of blame. It's Dan's fault first.
Fair. Okay, Dan, this is all your fault.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, is this another booze session like last time? Although there will probably be actual combat this time.
Your point being, why would there not be booze during combat?
It has been a booze week because of work, and I'm very sad to say that, but it has been.
All right, Wash. You have the thing. I think I gave you the thing.
Thank you very much. And edit. Excellent.
All right. Okay. Who's the best person to start with then in this scenario? Probably Dan. While I wait for Sean to get back.
All right. Katie, wait.
So, I believe Katie was more dismissed than anything else, right?
She was dismissed, but she was also kind of distraught that a certain very insensitive magician revealed that she knew her identity.
Okay. Okay.
And kind of semi-outed me as well.
Yeah. So she is. You run out to find her. You don't immediately see her anywhere.
That's not good.
Make a perception, or yeah, I believe it's perception in this game.
Okay. $30.
You
Yeah.
suck.
Oh yeah. No, she's just slightly behind a pillar. She's kind of sitting on the ground, knees curled up around her.
Hey, Katie.
What? Oh, jeez. Don't. You can see she's been sniffling a little. I guess you can sit down.
Thanks.
I'm really embarrassed right now.
Yeah, me too, honestly. I really did not expect her to do anything like that.
You keep interesting company.
That's a way of putting it.
She's supposed to be your leader or something. That's not what leaders do.
Oh, leader's definitely a stretch, but you're right. She's a huge pain in the ass, and I probably should have yelled at her more about stuff not quite like this, but
this is why Stardust worries about you guys. I shouldn't say it, but she talks about it a lot. She's really concerned that you guys aren't responsible enough, and you're going to mess up and do something really bad.
I mean, I don't know if we'll do anything really bad. I can't pretend that we're never going to mess up. But yeah, look, I'm sorry for pretty much everything that
She takes a deep breath
she
in.
did.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
It's not, but I probably should have nipped this kind of behavior in the bud sooner.
She's very distressed. Do you want me to send nanites into her mind to calm her down?
No.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, I'd said that out. Just very complicated computer system that I work with.
Oh, is that thing that you, I guess, spawn when you're fighting?
Yeah, basically, yeah, after a fashion.
Fascinating. That level of nanotechnology is incredible.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I try to keep on the down low just how advanced it is. Unfortunately, no one else in the group is tech savvy enough to really question me on it.
I mean, I don't really know.
You've still never questioned me on it.
I don't really have that.
You are one fishy act away from me pulling the plug on you.
You don't really. I don't really have the mechanical aptitude, but I can at least appreciate the science behind it. You know me. My specialty is more in chemistry, though. I guess that's pretty obvious at this point.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even before whatever it is that she does to find this kind of stuff out, we had our suspicions.
Oh,
It's nothing you did. It's just the things kind of lined it up just a little too perfectly.
how did you know it was me?
I didn't know. We just kind of. Oh, sorry, you said how did she know it was you?
Yeah, how does she know that?
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. Her power is complicated.
This is also why Starlight worries. But let me ask, how much do you actually know about your friend now?
Probably less than I should, if I'm being totally honest. I try not to pry. I mean, I have my secrets, they have theirs, so.
Yeah, well, your parents aren't dangerous supervillains, are they?
I think I have to roll some kind of deception skill.
As far as you know, your dad isn't.
Oh, that's true. I don't know he's I don't know he's a super villain. I just know he's a piece of shit. There's a distinct difference. So
How many comics have you read?
not enough. Not enough in character. No, I guess they're not.
I'm probably saying too much. I'm just really upset right now. Stardust always says I need to just keep cool, keep calm, assess the situation, but that's so easy for her, you know?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like a lot of people that are in kind of the official side of the hero business don't remember what it was like starting out.
I don't know. You know what I really just want to do while I want to do it? I want to fly. I love to fly, you know that?
I'd imagine having that kind of power and not being able to use it would be
Well,
awful.
I don't exactly have powers, per se. It's like you, it's just technology. Really good technology, but technology.
Still, I don't know. It's kind of nice to, at least it's nice to have something that's a little flashier.
Well, that's technically my specialty. But, I mean, that's the only way I can do this, you know? I like helping people. It's just, this is the way it's got to be done. I think you guys are kind of brave, really stupid, but brave for doing what you're doing. You really think the government's ever going to go for that? Allowing you guys to enact without much oversight like you are?
You know, a few months ago I might have said eventually if we work hard enough and try hard enough, but honestly I'm not that sure anymore. It's at a point where there's just even if there are people in the system that want to do things right, there's just too much inertia and too many others who are trying to prevent that sort of reform from happening.
I mean, maybe. I like to be hopeful, but I don't know. Stardust asked me to come for a reason. I think she wanted me to see something tonight.
I'm a little worried about that too, to be honest. The more that I hear, the less I like about this place and this event.
Listen, I've been briefed a little bit on it. There's a lot of really powerful people in that room, both figuratively and literally. And I don't quite understand why.
Well, I guess we're going to find out soon enough.
She sniffles and nods. Thanks, I feel a little better. At least we can find out together, right?
Amen. If we're going to figure out just how much of a shithole this city is, at least we'll figure it out with friends.
That's nice to have friends. Just make sure you can trust your friends, you know?
I'll try.
Okay. She wipes her sleeve. All right, let's get a little presentable and we can head back in. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's move on to Nick. I think you're up now.
Alrighty. So while plan hit things with parents awkward did not work, I was going to vaguely try to find Captain Cochran again. Like, with a reasonable amount of subtlety for wandering around, but
She's kind of just at the corners looking. She's not hard to find, nor does she make herself terribly scarce.
Alright, sorry about that. Was pulled away for something.
Actually, Nick, can I pause you for a minute just so I can... I've been putting a couple people on wait.
no, go for it.
Okay, Wash, Izzy, feel free to enact plan you know what.
I believe this is starting with you, shoving me.
Oh no.
Yeah. Very, very... I'm waiting until everybody is slightly distracted, which probably means you're not expecting it, so that I can do it extra effectively with my extendo arms. Including the character in question that you are moving towards, maybe looking in the opposite direction.
Yep. So I'm gonna be stumbling across the floor for a bit, and I'm probably gonna bump.
No. You're going to be pushed with your heels in the floor, kicking up dust, even though this is indoors.
Sean, remind me, do you have danger sense?
Oh no.
Oh, God. I do not have danger sense.
Make a perception check with a -5.
Well,
Mighty fine shindig.
It was.
Alright, what's my perception again?
How the fuck do I fit these?
Please do not use a reroll on this. It is not worth a reroll.
It is because of who I'm in front of for me, but...
Right, who are you talking with right now?
I'm, like, once again, was mostly talking with Iris in front of our parents.
Well, Iris has wandered away,
Well, I didn't know that part, but...
and everyone's mostly wandered away at this point.
Alright, in that case, sure, this is going to be terrible for me. Okay.
Oh wow.
All right, you see it coming.
Nat 20.
So
There's no avoiding that.
You actually saw
you
it
do in fact
coming.
see Wheeler being forcibly shoved in your direction very quickly.
Okay.
You have a very small window to react. In fact, Wash, just make an attack roll. Let's see if you hit him.
How dare you? Okay.
I love that I'm being used as a bludgeoning weapon.
Well, there's no damage from this. Just to see if he connects.
Yeah, this is a social weapon.
Literally.
Mm-hmm. We have
Just 22.
Yeah, I think that's going to hit.
Cool.
Or actually, does that hit you, Jackpot?
I mean, yes.
Okay, yeah,
That's higher than what we can have put our dodge to.
that's not true.
Yeah, if you did full shift, you would hit that.
Anyways, so
Wait, no, aren't we limited to 18 without circumstantial bonuses?
You shifted up and down, so if you could get dodge 13, toughness 5.
All right, so
Yeah, and remember, you add 10 onto that, so.
yeah.
all
well,
right, so okay, so never mind. I had 11 dodge, so it was going to hit me anyway.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, it's because of the plus 10. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wheeler collides into you, and you both sprawl to the ground under the force of the mysterious red stranger's push.
Just like, oh my gosh. Hey, Garth, fancy meeting you. Here, let me help you up.
Well, no, as soon as I see a Wheeler coming to me, my first instinct is, all right, people, please don't notice me and only notice Wheeler.
Since I'm clearly staring at him, do you disappear from me if I'm staring directly at you?
As I said, the way my power works is the universe draws your attention to, or distracts me in certain ways. So, I don't know, Wheeler. Do you see me right in front of you, or has the world somehow distracted you?
Sean, your power doesn't work.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, hey Garth, fancy meeting you here. Here, let me help you up out of that. I'm gonna try dusting you off a little bit. It's just gonna be like that awkward pause as eye contact, looks away, eye contact. Nice pants, Garth. I mean, the suit looks really nice. You look really nice in that suit.
What are you up to?
Nothing. I didn't know you were going to be here. So listen, I was thinking, since we're both here anyway, maybe we could hang out a little bit more, in school and in general, we could have a lot of fun together. We could go for walks in the park, maybe catch a movie together, play some games at this local hobby store.
I'm not going to play children's card games with you.
It doesn't need to be a card game. It could be a board game. I feel like we should get to know each other better outside of school. What do you say?
So can I see your invitation to this party?
Yeah, sure. I'll pull out my invitation.
It looks really strange. I'm trying to remember how to describe it last time, but it again has that very odd quality to it.
So where'd you get this?
I got it in the mail.
Uh-huh.
Deception roll, please, Izzy.
Oh, perception roll?
Or deception.
Oh, I thought that's the truth.
No, never mind. Yes, it actually is the truth. You did get it in the mail. Certainly.
I got it in a manila envelope that was addressed to me. I'm assuming that counts as mail.
Yeah, that counts.
This doesn't seem quite real.
Oh, it's definitely real. I got it in the mail. But, if you want, we could just spend some time together right now. I mean, think about it. We could have so much fun together. We could go out, we could see some awesome sights in the town, maybe watch the suns set over the horizon. What do you say?
What are you implying, Wheeler?
What?
What are you implying?
I'm not saying anything. We'll just kind of look down, twist his leg into the ground a little bit. I just think we should get to know each other a little bit, spend more time together. Just looks up at you, big, hopeful puppy dog eyes.
I'm sorry, just what Wash posted. I love it.
What did Wash
I'll
do?
tell you what, Wheeler. I personally think you should be spending more time right now with your date to this shindig.
Well, since you're speaking about that, if we went together, we could kind of, be like together, and then eventually, who knows, maybe we'll fall in love and get married and have 3 kids and a dog and a hamster. And at this point, Game Night is going to put on a pair of sunglasses and then say, and then we'll name the hamster Jackpot. And the class hands over mouth. She's like, Jackpot. Oh my gosh, you're a superhero. I know you are a superhero. Of course you are. You're always so cool. That's a really cool name. Jackpot. I'm going to remember that forever.
What is happening?
Exactly what's in character.
I'm so glad I'm not here right now.
I love knowing all the things right now.
I'm sorry, what was that, Wex?
I love knowing all the things right now.
Note to self, always have imaging editing software open before this game.
Thank you, Wash.
Yeah, it's probably
You're
yeah.
Listen, I would say that what you're doing is not very knightly at the moment.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a guy at a party with another guy who happens to be at the same party. So that means we're kind of like at the party together. Hand motion back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Izzy, get a hero point for your complication.
Thank you. I'm going to add that onto the stack right now.
Meanwhile, that seems like a good transition point. You're up.
Iris just briefly pinch her nose before going into this conversation because massive perception and vaguely keeping track of the rest of the team.
All right, again. Nick,
That.
you are, like I said, Nick, you are up.
Yep. After the this is going to go just
What now?
What? Did you say something, Wex? I keep hearing noises.
Yeah. So what are you saying there?
Say, I had a bit of time to think, and I'm sorry about stepping over the line, but I still felt that it was important that you know, considering everything around.
Your apology is appreciated, but it doesn't change the action.
No.
You know, you're pretty reckless, you know that?
Yes. Absolutely.
That's going to get you or one of your friends killed at some point.
Perfect segue.
That actually does seem like an okay segue. We'll flash back in. So the way you'll see what I'm gonna do in a minute with this. Okay, Ziggy. So you are outside big doors, right? Or are you in the secret room? I forgot.
I'm in the secret room.
Okay. So I'm gonna say right before you get in the secret room, you hear a noise from above, and a cartoon-ish figure with a giant drill drops through the ceiling, landing next to you.
Do I recognize this thing?
Would you have ever played Dig Dug?
I probably would have known about it at least, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say you recognize it. It's the main character from Dig Dug.
I see. Okay, so
Which I assume can't talk because Dig Dug doesn't talk. It just smiles and waves at you.
Can I assume I know whose this is?
It looks pretty familiar, yes.
Yeah. I'll just roll my eyes and just try to ignore that it exists.
All right, so the door that says containment is up ahead.
Right. The door that says containment.
How dare you?
I don't think he was even there for that.
I'm not even sure if he knows about it, but that's a whole other thing.
No, it's a cruel irony.
It doesn't matter. We love containment doors in this household.
I
The little
you have no idea how painful this is for me.
Your
little
pain
dig-
is my Wash and Izzy's joy.
You're accidentally referencing something from 2009. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the little dig dug guy walks up to the door and starts drilling through it slowly. He doesn't.
I'm just gonna move forward, place my hand on his face, and just like push him back as I walk through the door.
Okay, yeah, he stumbles backwards a little. So you walk through the door, Ziggy.
Yeah.
You're in a large room. It's surprisingly Spartan. First thing you notice, there are like cool mists and vapors just kind of like wafting over you. Make a will save, please.
Shit.
No bonus this time.
No bonuses.
Straight will.
Yeah. Here we go. Here comes pain. Oh, hey, nat 20.
Cool. So you feel your mind from half second being kind of settled at ease, as if it just you like all those things that you are concerned about, your anger at the corporations, your passion, your drive to do something about it, your independence, all of that for half a second is just gone, and you feel at peace. But then you immediately snap out of it. That doesn't feel right. Something's wrong. You shouldn't feel that way. That's not your feelings.
But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go full Geist mode. And while I'm in this room.
So what you see when you're in the room, again, the room does have this kind of like misty ambiance about it.
Mm-hmm.
In the center is a large, it almost looks like a tube, very cloudy. You can't really make out what's in it from here. Please make a perception check.
Probably increase that more. 10.
You don't see anything. Other than the tube.
Let's see. I'm gonna look for like you said. It's dark in this room.
No, it's honestly it's like dimly lit. And again, it has like an ambiance, almost like a misty moonlit night.
Right. Let's see. Is that tube the only thing that I see?
Yes. It's like a tube as part of like this much larger structure. The tube itself has this faint glow to it.
There's nothing else in this room, like on the far side of the wall. No consoles or equipment or anything.
There is a console in front of the tube, though it looks very simple.
All right. I will walk up to the console.
As you get closer, you see a console. It's very basic. There doesn't seem to be much to it. Please make a technology check. Yeah, so you suspect there's something. You look around there, and you hit a switch, and kind of the console basically flips up and do like a very basic set of like type command, almost keyboard style console. There's not much to this console. Like that and like a little monitor. The monitor reads status, normal, emotional state, calm.
Oh, I see. Can I run a diagnostic?
You can try. Another tech check, please.
Nat 1.
Nothing good. You can't really figure this out, but you do manage. You hit a button, and the tube in front of you sort of clears up, and your eyes go wide. There's a woman in there. She appears completely naked but featureless. Her body has this kind of like shimmering glow to her, and she almost seems to be floating and suspended in this tube. She has this look of peace on her face, as if she's sleeping.
Do I recognize the face from anywhere?
What type of knowledge skills you got?
Just computer systems. No, that's not even knowledge. That's expertise.
You are welcome to make an intelligence check and see what happens.
Okay. It's not, it's not terrible. Better than my freaking perception. 22.
Still not quite high enough. There's something familiar about her. I feel like you've seen that face somewhere. Nowhere recently, but somewhere. As you are typing away, though, you suddenly hear another noise. So, remember I said this test tube was part of a much larger, contraption?
Right.
Well, that contraption starts moving,
Oh.
and you see kind of from the shadows, it seems to almost, unveil itself as first one, then two arms emerges, and what you thought initially was like a housing unit for it steps away to reveal a giant friggin' robot. Please roll another intelligence check and then roll for initiative.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's a 9.
That's a big old robot.
Oh boy, I'm not rolling well tonight. Okay. Initiative now.
Initiative.
Oof.
And you hear a voice. You are unauthorized to be here.
I get that a lot.
You will now be subdued or terminated.
I get that a lot too. Motherfucker.
So
That is a 7.
you still beat the robot.
Really?
His initiative is garbage, and he rolled a 3.
Huh.
But we are going to pause that
Okay.
because I'm going to basically do role playing in between your combat.
Okay, sure. I like this. Very thematic.
Because this is all happening while stuff's going on up top.
Right. Makes sense.
Anyways, let's go back up top to Iris.
All right. So the last statement was, it's going to get one of your teammates, one of your teammates killed, right?
Yes.
I was just gonna take a deep breath and be like, that's actually something I'm worried about, because even though I'm probably the second least reckless person on my team.
That's worrying. Oh, by the way, Ziggy, the robot voice did not come from the woman. It came from the robot.
Oh, yeah, no, I figured.
But on that topic, while I'm sorry for overstepping, I don't regret doing it. She was in it. And obviously didn't know at all what was going on. As much as I've been reckless, I told everything I could to people who I brought with me, who I knew were going to be, about what was happening, without any secrecy or whatever need to know would be.
A very idealistic thing of you to do. Unfortunately, sometimes knowledge is a burden. I couldn't stop you from coming tonight, but I was hoping you'd have stopped your friends. Because now you're going to have to learn some hard truths, and you won't be able to lie to them about it. And as she says that, you hear a wine glass tink, 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 and everyone takes their seats, and she just looks at you. She's like, Don't say I didn't warn you. And she heads over back to her post.
Just gonna finish up with, I know a lot about some of the dark things that go on in this world. If this is worse, I don't know what to say about the system that everyone seems to be different.
She just gives you a sad look. And at this point, it would be faux pas to not start heading to your seat.
Yeah, going to go find Alex and go to my seat.
Alex is with Katie, who gives you kind of a dirty look when you come near her.
Alex also gives you kind of a dirty look.
Sean, Gray Zone, and Game Night, what are you guys doing?
All right. Well, Wheeler, I think you should take your date and find your seats. Especially because of the company that's around us, that doing anything out of place and stupid might get us all in a lot of trouble.
I will find a out-of-the-way table without many people. I'm also looking around to see if anybody's doing anything out of the ordinary or if there's any doors out of the area that aren't particularly well watched or guarded. And yeah, the bug-out plan involves going under a table with a cloth on it, so positioning for that if it's necessary.
Okay. Question for you two, for Izzy and Wash. Are you guys still wearing your glasses?
I am.
Okay. I will be typing some things to you privately.
Excellent. I am scanning the crowd. I'm also checking my comms every once in a while, because I did ask not Grayzone, that's me. Geist, the other G hero, to do something recently, so I'll occasionally be... I'll make sure it's working. Not that anybody's really on their comms right now.
All right.
Are people not on their comms right now?
Keep in mind we're in dramatic timing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So a man approaches the podium. He is a older looking fellow. Probably in his late 50s, maybe early 60s. Walks with a cane. Let's see. Who has some sort of expertise, knowledge, or remembering obscure things?
Sure.
Technically, yes.
Does it smell weird?
No, he actually does not.
26.
21.
Okay, I will tell you guys something in a minute. I want to post something to Izzy and Wash first. Okay, 21s. So you recognize that. That is a man named Jordan Clark. He's a philanthropist. Pretty famous, actually, among rich people circles. Like, dude is absolutely loaded. He's also in charge a lot of, like, funding for, like, superhero organizations. He takes a very big role in, like, organizing that and, like, providing, like, partial government funding and organization to make sure like hero groups are working at top shape, and he kind of works with like a bit of everyone in the superhero community.
Wait, Wax. I think I should have you rolled well informed instead in that case, which is a 34.
Okay, Nick, I'm going to type something additional to you.
Oh, in that case, if it's that character, I would have also rolled for well informed or context or / connected.
I mean, you guys would know him. Anyone that's worked with superheroes knows him. But I'm going to give Nick something a little extra because of how high he rolled.
Okay, skills. And rolling natural 16s.
Yeah, I only got a 24, so.
Ah. Okay, no, I was just going to be very happy about her being here and being a speaker in that case, relative to her wariness of everything else. Okay.
To give you some context for this.
Yep.
So he clears the podium and is like, thank you all for attending this evening. Some of you know, my name is Jordan Clark. It's a pleasure to have you all here. As usual, we are getting together for our yearly charity event. Peace on Earth. I'd like to thank, and at this point he kind of goes into a little bit of just like thanking various people and lots of little like clappings from the crowd. Clappings from the crowd. Meanwhile, let's go back to the fight for a minute. So the robot is going to go against you, Ziggy.
Okay.
He is going to, you see him just kind of clack his hands together, and like 5 missile pods pop out of his back.
Oh boy.
And he's going to fire a lot of missiles at you.
I mentioned that I was in full ghost mode, right?
I understand this, yes. So
Yes.
a pile of, I'm not even rolling. A pile
Okay.
of missiles just like converge on your position, and there's just like localized small explosions all in like a 15-foot radius.
Did it break the console and or the tube?
No, you actually notice he's kind of being pretty precise about where they go. Actually, that's a good point.
You said
Lasers.
15-foot radius, so I don't know how precise that can be.
I wouldn't do that yet, right? He's going with lasers.
Okay.
Bzzz, and they just go right through you.
Yeah. Can I try a diagnostic check again while he's doing that?
Sure.
There we go. 27. Much better.
Okay, so what do you want to know?
Who is this lady and why is she in this pod? Any subject info?
The subject info on it. I'm trying to see. Subject. Let's see. What I said the metahumans in sport are called paradigms, right? I think so.
That sounds about correct.
Yeah. Paradigm T07.
Paradigm.
Yeah.
Does T07 jog my memory at all?
No. This unfortunately was a little outside of what you kind of looked into.
Right.
You read something about subject, catatonic state since accidents, chemical treatment, keeping her in stasis, important for safety of self and others. And that's about all you can read while there's lasers shooting at you. Let's go back to the feast, to the event. So, a couple of basic awards have been given out. And at this point, you see Jordan Clark say, and I want to thank the members of the press for this. We are going to begin our closed doors discussions of the charity at this point. At this point, I would please like all without a attendance pass, media and such to leave while we get to our business. Thank you all for attending. It was wonderful to have you. And again, after a minute or two, they're all kind of shuffled out. The doors are closed. And Iris, you notice this in particular. I don't pay attention. Locked and bolted. And then Jordan Clark's face gets a little more serious. Now then, on to our actual business then. He hits a button, and the screen behind him changes. And the projectors project a... I don't know what I would want here. They project a small-scale model of the city in the center. So, as you know, let's get down to our real business. I am aware we have some new blood here today, and some people who are not aware of what we need to cover. So, let's reiterate the point of today's meeting. The Peace on Earth event, where we negotiate, once again, the contract between superheroes and supervillains. And he begins talking again, and I don't want to get into the minutia of it, but here's the basic overlay of it. You realize as he speaks that he brings this up. He calls this the Concord. And as you scan it, you realize, so you're all kind of brought up with like a digital document in front of you. And reading through it, you realize that this is a document essentially illustrating a sort of truce between heroes and villains. Basically, it reads out that villains will keep their true destructive potential down to a minimum and avoid certain high priority, aka very highly invested targets. And in exchange, they get lighter sentences and are overlooked for certain crimes by the hero community. You are shocked as you see several names appear of big-name heroes and villains. For Sean, you and Nick, you see both of your parents' names are all signed on this document.
Figured that was gonna happen, but still.
As you know,
How does I worry?
This document has been in place ever since the fall of the Avant-Garde, when the events of that day made it necessary for such a document to exist if we wanted to keep civilization intact. We have followed this document as written for the last 15 years. As always, minor tweaks and amendments are offered and allowed to it, and ultimately that will be the majority of the rest of the evening. But as far as the major points go, does anyone with any voting say have any serious objections to keeping the contract as mostly written?
As you said, some of us are new. Please define voting say.
Everyone just kind of looks at you. I'm sorry, who are you?
I was invited. I hold up my invitation.
God.
So, 1 minute, let me see that. So the remember that I said there was that host, what did I call him? I said there was a guy hosting this event. I think I gave him like a Japanese name. I know it started with a U. Does anyone remember what I called him?
Izzy, check your notes.
Don't.
I'm going to just have to make up a name. I'm sorry, guys. Ooh, yeah, actually, on a nat 20, I'll let you do that, Dan.
Okay.
Though you're not getting anything more immediately.
That's fine.
So, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just Miro Uzumaka, I don't know. Let me type out a name. I don't know Japanese names.
Do you want some help?
Can I recommend Gyobu Masataka Oniwa?
I need it to start with a U. That's the only.
Nani?
Anyone?
Do you want his first name or his last name?
I mean, yes.
Uber moober.
So you want both?
Yeah, last name should start with a U.
All right. Well, Uzumaki always means spiral.
Yep.
Yep.
I feel like that's a little overused.
Ushiwakamaru.
Well, so Maru is very common to add for male names. So what meaning do you want the names to have? Makes this easier, I guess.
I can't tell you.
Okay.
That's the easiest answer. I can't tell you. Give him the
Okay.
Just make it something simple like Umi or something.
What's the most
Oh,
John,
yeah.
most John Doe
So-
first name, and then last name that starts with U? All I ask.
All right. Well, so for example, Umi is ocean. Ume is apricot or plum. If you want a first name like Ukio, Uchida, Uchito, Uchu, Udi, Udo, Ugo, Hachiro, Uhiko, Uichi, Uranai, Ujifuji, Ujitsuku,
He's just gonna keep going on the list until you pick something.
I know. All right, hold on.
Ukyo, Ushio. There's Umi, which is ocean, but there's also Umi, which means life. Umihiko, Umito.
Which one's life?
Well, Umi has a reading that is life.
You know what? This is his name now. I've got his name.
Got it.
Okay.
That's his name now. So he approaches you. He is the host, and that's always been his name, clearly, because I remember things. And he approaches you, Wash, and is like, "Let me see your invitation."
Oh, I hand it over. I have no idea that there could be any problem with this.
He looks at it, and his eyes go wide for a second, and he grits his teeth. He's like,
This is a coupon for Denny's.
he very quietly says, "Code it." I'm sorry, sir, but this is
Wait, what did he say?
code it.
Code it? Code it.
I'm sorry, sir. This is not a valid invitation. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Oh, this was supplied to me, sir. I had no idea.
You are going to have to leave, please. Or you can follow me and we can discuss it somewhere more privately.
Well, I never go anywhere with a man after the first meeting.
You've been watching, apparently, Dungaroo has been watching too much Gone with the Wind.
Got to get through the entire Netflix queue, right?
No, I've got to get through all of the English language accents I can. I believe I can see myself out. Can you point me in the direction, good sir?
He points towards the doors.
I apologize for my intrusion. It was not intentional in the slightest. If you wish to follow up later, I would be more than welcome I would be more than happy to converse with you about how I ended up here today.
We will personally escort you out. Please follow us, since the main doors are currently not accessible.
Please define us.
He does not say.
I'm sorry. You fucking changed your accent mid-sentence.
I did.
I have to believe that's in character.
I honestly forgot what I did last time.
Wash, you follow the man?
But
At least wait. Is it the individual guy who was speaking escorting me out personally?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Well, we'll get on with this while Mr. Denketsu handles this. Again, I hope that there are no more statements about this. Does anyone have any problems with this?
I do have one. So as I'm being escorted out, may I use the bathroom before I leave?
Oh boy.
Please follow me first. We'll get you debriefed, and then you may use the restrooms. At this point, you notice, Wash, no one seems to really notice you anymore.
Oh boy.
Other than your escort.
is that true? Wet. Can I still tell where they were because I've been watching this?
Please take a
So
look.
just to confirm, who is my escort?
He's a unassuming Japanese man in his mid-40s.
Okay.
Nice suit. You did hear his name earlier. He seems to be...
Please tell me. I just wanted to make sure. What was it one more time?
Umi Denketsu.
Thank you.
Wet.
I'll
Does
take
he-
the bullet on this one.
So Lex,
Okay, so I may have used
who's
some...
allowed to make rolls to try and notice what's going on here?
Make a will save. Will saves, please.
I opt to fail since I am still fawning over Garth.
Excellent.
Any of the extra bullshit does not help with this will save, Lex?
Any what?
Any of the other stuff that I have does not help with this will save?
Nope.
29.
21.
You rolled a 29?
Well, because I spent a luck on it.
You may not spend a luck on it.
Ooh.
You do not
Uh,
lose
fine.
it.
Can I spend a point on it? A
You
hero
may
point on
not.
it.
You may not.
That's annoying.
You don't lose them, but you may not spend them.
Fine.
There are reasons for this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dan, you sort of noticed this, but this is much more interesting to listen to this. You're sure Gray Zone will be fine, or whatever.
I think this is going to look over to her parents because that's surely where her assigned seat is.
Yep. They are looking at you a little disapprovingly, but they seem very calm.
She's going to look back to, well, that was going on to Grace. I was like, there's not going to be a problem, is there?
Are you talking about Gray Zone? You don't know who's Gray Zone right now. You're not even thinking about that person.
This is something I was trying to interrupt during while that conversation was happening, unless that happened as soon as she spoke up.
So who are you saying this to?
To my parents. Have you been during that conversation because I didn't want to interrupt it?
Oh, they're like, oh, Denketsu will take care of it. It'll be fine. Just listen.
Is this your style of taking care or my style of taking care?
Shh. Clark is speaking. Clark is speaking right now.
This is probably when the will save hits.
Yeah, and then you're like, I guess I'll just listen for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back to you in a little bit, Wash, okay?
By all means.
Does
And you're all welcome for the off-topic post.
Does Ilya have an earpiece in?
Yes.
All right. Ilya's going to be getting a synthesized message saying to use some perception power to keep an eye on fucking Wash's character.
Gray Zone.
Gray
You may
Zone.
make,
Got
you
my
may
brain.
make another save, Nick.
How many people recognize Gray Zone as Gray Zone?
The thought passes through your mind for a half second, and then you just forget it.
No, Lex. After that warning, I'm going to actually... Oh, wait, we can't spend points on this.
Yeah, so you rolled even worse. God damn it.
Also, I kind of left it up to all the PCs as far as they are concerned who recognizes Gray Zone. I was a little sad when everybody just decided they did, but I also understand.
Anyways,
Watch, if you do this again in a different trench coat, I won't recognize you.
let's
Excellent.
let's go back to Ziggy combat.
Alright.
All right, so the robot is like, analysis. Subject's molecules are insubstantial and unstable. Material effects do not seem to work. Analysis. Gas-based weapons should permeate body and self. Loading gas grenade. Firing.
I don't know
So,
if that's necessarily true or not.
not as a damage effect, but as a fortitude save.
Ah, I see.
See,
Okay. Can I try and dodge that?
you do know it's coming, so ka-chunk, you see two, like, canisters, like, load into his arms as his hands convert into giant cannons. And boom, like, some gas canisters fly your way. Make a dodge save.
Okay. So, remind me. So for the enhanced, do I just do the enhanced dodge part, or do I do any of the advantages stuff?
Do you have any advantages that would help for this, like evasion?
I have defensive roll and I have evasion.
Evasion 1 or 2.
2.
Then you will add a +5 to this roll. And you will
Plus
just
5.
roll your base dodge.
Okay. So +5.
No, this is one of the ways you get around insubstantial characters.
Yes, that is true. Apparently so. Alright. That is a 29.
Good, so that will make this save easier for you. Okay?
Okay.
I need a DC 17 toughness save. Or fortitude save, sorry.
Oh, jeez. What's added to this? Besides my fortitude because of the dodge?
Your fortitude.
No, I was saying, how did the dodge? Oh, that lowered the DC to 17?
Yes. I halved it.
Christ.
So the way halving works is you take the base effect, cut it in half, then add 10.
Shit. Okay. I'll probably end up spending a hero point on this. Let's
Yay,
see.
very accurate checks.
Yep, I'm spending a hero point to reroll that.
Okay? You may do so.
Shit.
No, that's actually really good. That's effectively a 20.
I thought the DC was 17.
No, but your roll. No, so when you use a hero point to reroll, you add, if it's the result is 10 or lower, you add 10 to the die.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Because you rolled a 10, you actually rolled a 23.
Oh, okay. Good enough.
So yeah, the canisters pop up. Smoke rises everywhere. You can see, like, feeling some of it absorbed into you, but you manage to kind of, like, dive out of the way and, like, cover your mouth as best you can and avoid the effect.
Okay.
It is your turn.
Oh, jeez. I'm not sure I can take this thing. So... Alright, how big is this thing?
Like 16 feet tall.
Call for help.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna, first off, I'm going to move into cover, namely by going inside the robot's leg.
Fair enough. You can do so.
And I will use my, I'm gonna go to my comms and I'm gonna pretty much open up to, let's say everybody. Hey, did you know, what's that?
Make a technology check. You're getting some fuzz.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's like I'm inside a giant robot's leg.
Nah, that's too ridiculous to ever happen.
In a room labeled containment.
Going through a tunnel.
16?
Going through a plot point. Call again later.
You managed to clear enough of it, you can contact one person.
God. Let's see.
Do what your heart tells you,
Yeah,
regardless of what that is.
I know. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I will, whose building is this again? Just of the parents, who owns it?
Oh, this building is owned and run by who's our boy here? What's his name?
I thought it was ExoStar.
Yeah, that's right. ExoStar. Yeah, that's what it was. ExoStar runs this.
Okay.
And owns it. Though again, our boy there, the head of festivities and the events is Jordan Clark, and again, Umi Denketsu is like the facilitator and manager of the facility.
Right. All right. I'm gonna message Iris.
Okay, here we go.
Hey,
We're gonna actually, Ziggy, we will pause you on that, and I'll tell you when your message gets through.
Okay.
Back up top. So we're back with Jordan Clark. He says, "Well, does anyone have any serious revisions we need?" And
I mean, I piped up then. So is that happening now, or is he asking it again?
Does anyone else have any objections?
Okay. Speak now or forever hold. God damn it.
Sean, your father stands up.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yes, I do have a major suggestion that we cannot let slip anymore on this. It needs to be revised right away. We should discuss some very seriously some provisions involving younger superheroes and supervillains. They are getting into the game earlier and earlier, and our current Concord does not take them into account. We should be discussing this evening. It is very important for the future of our civilization for this to happen. And Nick, you hear your mother say, "I second that. We should bring that to discussion this evening."
I've
Excellent.
got a wonderful vision of the future right now.
And we shall begin negotiations. As always, for this process, we will go through point by point. You may continue to mingle and discuss individual points while we wait to discuss particular pieces of the Concord. If you are particularly interested, come state your case, and any revisions or signatures you'd like. We'll have a final version of the Concord by the end of the evening. And now you guys have a little time to chat again with people.
I'm guessing the message has not come through yet.
No, not yet.
Nice, Izzy.
God.
Thank you.
After that, I was just going to subtly look at Alex from the message before, of like with a slight raised eyebrow because they still around parents, but.
By the way, Katie's horrified right now.
I'm going to very quietly whisper to Katie, "I know this is fucked up. I need you to put on a brave face right now. Because the only way we're going to get more information on what's going on."
I don't understand. Okay, you're right. We're heroes. What we do.
Just breathe. At the same time, I'm gonna send another like artificial message to Ilya's earpiece. I'm getting as much. I'm stealing as much data as I can from the speaker and cataloging the people here. At this point, we just gotta lay low and keep listening. If you can, and I'll try to give her another try. Can you keep an eye on Gray Zone?
Do I get to make another save, Wax?
At this point, no. I gave you a second one, so the thought just escapes your brain for right now. Like you kind of nod non-committally about it.
Oh, this is gonna go so well for me.
You probably get like a mouth response of, "But she's not here." But mostly, and I'm trying to give Alex the hint about Iris's Ilya's current mental state.
All right.
Yeah. Does that start setting off alarm bells? Like, what do you mean she's not here? You know, we saw what happened.
No, you don't. You don't think you're saved by enough for that to really bother you.
Okay.
At least, like I said, for now, this effect persists.
Okay.
You feel like you have much more important things to worry about right now.
Which is probably objectively true, but still.
Meanwhile, Sean, your parents
Yeah.
come over to you. Son, you got a minute to talk?
Do we want to be talking here on the floor with everyone able to hear us?
We'll go out. We'll go out to a quieter area. Who's your friend, by the way? Pointing at Wheeler.
Someone who's acting incredibly weird, more so than usual.
Not acting weird. I think we should spend more time together. After all, we do go to school together.
Son, if you could come with us, please.
I'll wait. Don't worry, Garth. I'll wait right here for you, as long as it takes.
So what's wrong with him?
Who are you asking?
My parents.
Oh, what Garth? He's your friend. You tell us.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's always weird, but he's definitely not this kind of weird.
Listen, we wanted to speak with you.
Does it have anything to do with this chamois contract thing that seems to be under discussion here?
The Concord is a very important part of our world, son.
Mm-hmm.
Its existence allows things to function. It allows us to have enough stability to do our jobs.
It allows Mrs. Ennis to go and murder the CEO of a company, and Mr. Ennis to demolish a museum and take its artwork.
Do you understand that what these two would do without the Concord to keep them in check? You saw the displays of what they can do, son. They have the power to level cities if they choose. Yes, we could stop them, but it would involve casualties. It would involve property damage. It would involve the loss of life and prosperity for so many. We cannot allow that. We can't allow another avant-garde event.
Okay, and how come I can't seem to disappear?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you know how I'm very good at hiding or not being around?
Have you tried disappearing again recently, Sean?
No, I haven't, but I'm still doing this.
They just raised an eyebrow. Not sure what you're talking about, son. That's your power, isn't it?
Yeah, well, when I did not, after somehow Wheeler bound into me, I did not want to be seen in such a compromised position, and it didn't work.
Son, this sounds like a personal problem.
As you glance back at Wheeler, Wheeler waves sheepishly back at you.
This sounds like someone's interfering with my power and interfering with his head.
Wheeler lets out a low giggle.
Your parents just shake their heads. This is far from what we feel should concern you. No, come on, hon. We know you have some questions. We're sorry we didn't tell you earlier, but we felt that this would be the right time to show you how things really work.
Uh-huh. So you're telling me that you were perfectly happy to let me go out into the world and be engaged with these supervillains and not know that this was what was going on?
It's better if people don't know about it. If they did, they'd have concerns. They wouldn't feel safe and secure anymore. They'd feel betrayed. And I get that, but one of the hardest things to do as a hero is to make the right decision. Make the choice that keeps everyone truly safe. Unfortunately, that's what your father and I are doing. Sean, make an insight check.
Oh, irony.
You're welcome, Izzy. Also, Wex, I'm sorry.
It's just for MS Paint Adventuring.
Did you see what I gave you?
I did.
Okay.
Of course, I roll a 3 on this.
Mm-hmm. That's actually pretty good, because, wow, you have good insight, don't you?
Yes. It's almost like part of my build revolves around it.
Something's a little off about this. You know your parents pretty well, and while you could see them making a compromise, they seem a little bit too okay with this, even for them. Like, they seem very accepting of this, when you know, like, your father would be, like, more, like, normally angry or, like, you know, gritted about this, and your mother would just be a little more distraught, and they're not. And something about that feels off.
Aren't you two okay? You seem a little...
Well, we always feel a little... We don't really like the situation, and we don't really care for it. But when we come here, we're able to calm ourselves and just put our feelings aside.
All right, so someone here has some mind control, emotional control powers. That's affecting it's affecting people. So I know you've fought others like that before. I'm sure you can snap out of it. So please snap out of it.
What are you talking about, son? This place is monitored completely for powers. It's part of the precautions we take. With so many powered people in the room, everyone's under very close watch, you and your friends included. People are using powers. It's alerted to the system.
Do I still not able to recall Gray Zone?
Yeah, you're not really able to recall him.
Okay.
He exists, but you know, he's somewhere.
She's
Somewhere.
So, okay. Is my memory filled? Like, if I think back, like everything I've seen, does that mean I just have no memory of the red trench coated
And
woman?
funny enough, kind of works like your own powers do, in that it just doesn't seem very important and isn't a thing that you're dwelling on.
Huh. Yeah. No. So. Excuse me a moment.
You did have enough insight to know that your parents are telling the truth about the powers.
Yeah.
Sean, Dan's own analysis of the system reveals that as well.
Yep.
Anyways,
let me discuss it with the leader of my group.
they nod. It's a lot to handle, though. So let me just say, really think about who the leader of that group should be. And they look at you knowingly. You do have a reputation to uphold, son.
Understood. I'll discuss it with her.
Meanwhile, Iris, what have you been doing this whole time?
Probably having the most awkward conversation with my parents about this thing.
Let's have that conversation now, shall we?
Woo! Because I don't know. I mean, they probably would say it in front of Alex. I'm not sure if they would in front of Katie to Napoleon to the side.
Well, you just hear a message in your ear like, I'm sure you have some questions, son. If you'd like to come over to our table, we're having some mimosas right now. You're free to join us.
Son.
Sure.
So you join them, and they welcome you, give you a seat, give you a drink. I told you coming would be worth your time.
It's certainly been enlightening.
Helps make sense of the world, doesn't it?
A little too much.
Well, it is a bit of a pain. We can't really go off the way we'd want to sometimes, but it's a small price to pay for not having the heroes on our back 100% of the time. They do have a lot of resources. And it would be inconvenient to kill them. But once you start getting murder of capes, it's like cops. Once you get involved in murders of capes, you never shake the stigma, and then they just come after you, and then they're willing to kill, and it gets messy, son. Daughter. Sorry. It's messy, Iris. Make an insight check.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely insight that. All of the insight on that.
Yes. So, yeah, your parents are far too arrogant and far too independent for this to be a thing they're mostly this okay with.
Yeah.
They are not the type of people who like to be told what to do.
Yeah, really, Mother. I honestly would not have been shocked if you tore the paper up, burned it, and everything around it to the ground.
Oh, I'm furious about this agreement a lot of the time. Your father and I talk about it sometimes. There's nothing, such things make us feel like part of the common rabble. Do you have any idea how undignified that is? Oh, it's enough that sometimes I just want to just blow up the city, but I feel that way, and then your father and I can come here, and we put aside our feelings, we calm ourselves down, and we think about our own greater good in all this.
I see. Just a question. How old is this, and who came up with it?
About 15 years old. It was created after the avant-garde disbanded over that silly incident of theirs.
Right, but there's some people who obviously were more affected by that than others.
Of course, but frankly, if I might be honest, daughter dearest, the whole thing was bad for business. Not just our business, everyone's business. After all, you can't operate a business if your business is a crater in the ground, can you?
I mean, there's this distributed office concept now, but I see your point.
Let me put it in your father's words. Let me put it this way, daughter. It takes a lot of money to keep things repaired. It takes a lot of money to cover hospital expenses. Everything takes money. Now, there's ways that this works. For example, do you remember Anarchy Stan?
I'm going to assume that Ilya does remember this, but
Remember Anarchy Stan? Yes. Yeah. Remember, he was around for a few years. To be honest, didn't want to really play by the rules. Mostly just wanted to burn everything to the ground. Wasn't really good for anyone's business. Didn't really fall in line. If you notice, you don't hear about Anarchy Stan anymore.
I'm just going to roll to see if I know what happened to him.
Sure.
31.
Yeah, he reportedly he was seriously injured in a fight with blah 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 superhero group I don't want to name because I don't want to come up with them, and was taken to emergency medical care before being sent to prison. The details of the trial and stuff are kind of easy. There wasn't really a lot of information on it. You see, son, it's you have to think of it this way. There are the heroes and there are the villains, and we play our roles and we have our goals. And yes, we're better than most common people. It's true, but at the end of the day, we are still human beings. powerful, godlike human being. Gods on earth, as it were, but still individual. And unfortunately, the world is a big place, and the world runs on money and power. Why do you think your mother and I play the games we do when we're out of the costume? And to keep those games going, the Concord is important. The Concord lets it all continue. We need the Concord.
I see.
And at this point, you get a message. Ziggy, your message goes through to Iron.
Hey, did you know they have a trapped paradigm down here?
Is that literally all the messages?
No, I'm waiting for the oh, sorry. Is it? Do I have time for a back and forth, or is it just like the one burst?
You can have her back.
What's that? So one more time.
Oh,
Don't be like, thank you, mother, father. I'll think on that. I need to go talk to my date. All right, so as soon as comes in, you're going to need to whisper back of, I didn't know that. That's honestly not that surprising. And try and focus on where down here is.
I need to go to the bathroom, and I'll be right back.
Can we have this conversation in the meantime, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wax, when can I stumble onto conversation? Because I'm trying to find Iris now after that conversation.
Yeah, you guys can all stumble together.
All right.
We should have this conversation first, because Aaliyah's purposefully avoiding anywhere where someone could find her over here until she figures out what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, take your time, but also, like, kind of hurry.
Okay. I'm going to try and figure out where you are. The response as soon as she figures out where you are is probably be new to the robot, let's be honest, but...
Oh, it's a big basement lab, like a few floors down, big, huge friggin' door, security system, some kind of gas that makes you complacent.
I mean...
Wait, some kind of gas... Okay.
So, Nick, I rolled a Perception 24 to try and find you before you fully disappear.
To be fair, Ilya doesn't have to leave to gank the boss.
What?
Ilya doesn't have to leave the room.
Have to leave to gank the boss.
Yeah, but we don't know whether or not your teleport will be stopped.
Unfortunately, that's when it rolls to disappear.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Sometimes luck is the best power. God damn it.
You totally understand. You chose the person with teleport powers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was doing it more for the knowledge fill in the blank part, but...
also that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably going to give me another check to help watch, maybe. I don't know.
So yeah, fortunately I was... So
It's okay, I'm getting my revenge. I'm making a graphic for Izzy.
Okay, I'm back. Conversation.
So I got a location and information about a gas that makes people complacent.
What
Hey,
happened?
Wax.
What
Hey, Wax,
happened?
I got information about a gas that makes people complacent, and guess what immunity I'm turning on right now?
I was talking about the security systems.
Oh, you mean what the robot's doing?
No, the field that, like, when I first walked in made me think that, everything was okay for a second.
Oh, there's no gas. That's... hold on.
Oh, okay. Well, some kind of energy field or something.
There is mist, but yes, you're not sure what's... You might have an idea what's doing it, but you don't know how it's happening.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, so some kind of field that makes you complacent.
Still going to be trying that immunity out to try and handle this, but I'm also trying to find who the Geist is.
Yeah. Also a giant robot. Really big giant robot.
What immunity do you have?
Environmental effects.
Okay. Got it.
Also, has Zigda gotten through that door yet?
No.
Didn't fix it.
Let's skip over to Wash.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
you're being led around, and you're finally led into a back room. Okay. And
Okay.
There is in this room a table. It's very it's sparse but nice. It's very well laid out. And where is it? Where's my friend? Sorry. And Mr. Denkatsu asks you to take a seat. And he sits across the table from you if you are willing to sit down.
I think I will turn the chair to its side so my tail is not awkwardly placed. And then I will sit.
He frowns a little at that.
I have no idea if he can tell that I'm a fucking kangaroo.
Oh, no, not that. He frowns just at you turning the chair.
Just 90 degrees, not 180.
Oh, he still frowns at it.
I understand.
He's like, Tell me, what is your name exactly before I must unfortunately dismiss you from this event? So I'd like to have a conversation. You received
I promise it's not important to the proceedings, but if you must know, it's it's embarrassing.
Oh, I've heard many names.
For the moment, you can call me Dunk.
Dunk. When you're ready.
I promise I'm not making it up, or I wish I was.
He waves his head. We understand. It's a name is but a thing that we use to identify ourselves. They're just that, identifiers, nothing more. So, let's talk about that invitation. How did you get it exactly?
It arrived for me. A companion, in fact, rented it onto me. I'm not sure where they are at the moment, but I found myself here.
Well, unfortunately, I must tell you that is not a valid invitation. It was enough to get you through the door, but
I must ask, how can you tell that it is not, in fact, a valid entry? I myself was not aware that it was not.
Oh, it was. It's from a rival of mine who likes to interfere with my business.
And what business might that be, aside from what I learned very presently?
He nods. My business is order. I like sure things are ordered. Do you like understanding what I use, Sean? I lied and decided to use symbolic names. I like to keep things in order. After all, things are very chaotic in general. There's a whole bunch of people out there who have powers beyond a man's wildest dreams that can do crazy things with them, who have such sparks of independence and individualism about them. My job is to smooth that over, to make sure that such things don't interfere with the working whole.
Well, I understand how my appearance unrequested might cause difficulties unto such a situation. Although I may put forward, as I change my accent again, my appearance here may have been intended as a disruption, but I believe in the long term there is an opportunity for yet more order through my inclusion, if you would feel so inclined.
Well, I'm listening.
I represent a group of not heroes, not villains, not yet, that do seem underrepresented in society as a whole, That is a somewhat something of a sore point for me, in fact.
We understand.
I'm not sure you do. I will metal up and take off my hat.
He doesn't even blink. As we said, we understand. It's hard to be something different, isn't it? Hard to be something so unique that there's nothing that can relate to you.
I apologize that I must ask, but I hope you are not referring to my skin.
I refer to you as a whole. You are a unique creature. There is none like you in the world. That can make you different.
That is both true and untrue, though there are none like me, and there may never be again, we shall see. I am not the only animal that has developed abilities, and for all we know, as time goes on, that will increase. And for your, as I have discovered, peace accord to persist, it must account for outside beings and non-standards. Am I incorrect?
I agree with you. So
I once again must apologize completely for my intrusion. It was unintentional. I had no idea that this was, in fact, I did not even know what this evening was to be about.
it's understandable. You were an agent in a plan not of your own. But perhaps we can make something good of it.
I am bullshit. Above game, I'm bullshitting so hard.
How would you like to help us?
Well, that is indeed a question. Who is us, as you define it in this conversation, and what would I be helping you doing? A lot of people have asked me to help, and a lot have asked without quite asking. They were quite impolite with their insistence.
I represent a larger organization dedicated to bringing order and uniformity to this world. The peace talks are part of that, but they're a small piece. I am very interested in having things work more functionally, for having less chaotic pieces in play. What you are is currently a chaotic piece, because people do not understand you. They fear you.
You don't have to tell me that part. It's
I'd
apparent every minute of every day.
I'd like you to work with us and make that less the case. Work to make it so individuals like you, either sentient animals or powers or anyone who would be rejected or seen as a monster in the way you are, will not be seen that way again. Help us make them part of the whole, part of the solution to society's problem. We would love to have you work with us on this.
Do I have time to think? I am new to society as a whole compared to persons such as you. You'd be surprised at how young I am in years and old I am in that terrible teacher that is experience. But I am told that it is improper for a lady to agree to certain things on the first date, if you will.
He nods. We understand this. Decisions should not be made rashly. All the pieces should be in place before you decide. But you understand, we are working for a better whole. We're working against the chaotic pieces that get people killed, that make the world the mess it is. We want you to help us fix this. If you or your friends are interested, he reaches into his coat. Here. He hands it to you. Give me a call. And the card simply says, Umi Denketsu, senior staff member, and has a phone number on it. If you are interested, and I do hope you are, please call that number. I think we will be able to work something out. I think we can help you, and you can help us.
I am definitely interested in what you have to say, though I admit I have a feeling we are both rather mysterious to each other at this time.
Mystery is acceptable.
I am quite curious. Those who wish to establish order tend to be on the top already and don't wish it disrupted. Though I'm curious what you get out of this. I am not necessarily opposed, but I am still learning what this world is.
As I said,
I can't even keep an accent straight, please.
As I said, I wish for a world of order. If you want to help me with this and make a world that is better for yourself, for your friends, for people like you, and maybe stop always fighting against the odds and accomplishing little from them, please give me a call.
Would you offer me the opportunity to truly hear me out and perhaps figure out exactly what it is that would advance me in mine's wants? So that is a complex desire in this day and age.
Of course. But I feel like
I believe we can talk.
I feel like tonight is not the night for that. But I would love to.
Of course, I did not mean to pull you away from the podium. I hear that's a big deal.
I must
Focus and all of that. Attention on oneself seems to be important to humans.
This wasn't the guy at the podium. This wasn't the guy at the podium.
Okay, I misunderstood.
No, this guy is just kind of was innocuously running the event.
Okay. Note for the future, I unintentionally gave him way more respect than I would have otherwise. Oh well.
I mean, it sounds like you accidentally found the big bad anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So he said, I must say, we found this very enlightening. Despite the false invitation, we will make an exception, and if you would like to go back to the party to rejoin your friends, you are welcome to, Miss Stungaroo.
You didn't give your full name.
I know, I totally didn't. They would have been able to figure that out. I appreciate your... Oh, goddammit. I had the word and I lost it.
Hospitality?
I'll go with that. I appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Ziggy.
Do not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to tend to. I do believe...
Now, I know it's a bit of a stretch, but I didn't quite get a chance to check my dinner choice. Do you have any? And then I'll rattle off some plants. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but might as well push my luck at this point.
I thought you were going to punch him.
Oh, I'm thinking about it.
He's like, oh, of course. And a console pops up. He hits some buttons, and a slot opens up on the table, and your meal rises out exactly like you wanted it.
Oh.
Enjoy this, and then head back to the party.
Well,
Look,
thank you kindly.
You'll have to excuse me. I have to attend to some things in my facility. I believe I'm going to need to do some cleanup shortly.
I wish you luck. And I'm making sure it's before he leaves. I'm just going to face plant into the food and eat it in the most grotesque way possible.
He kind of looks at you, and again, he has a look of a little bit of disgust on his face, but then shakes it off and walks away out the door.
That's what I wanted to know.
All right, let's go back to the main group.
So Wax.
Oh yeah, and just as a moment, sorry, before we cut away, I'm gonna give him like 90 seconds during which I'm basically gorging myself as much as I can because this must be delicious, and then I'm going to grab my hat and run back to the room, slowing down before I enter.
Okay, done.
I'm not abandoning my team.
Conversationalist. What's going on?
So, X,
Yo.
the one first question is, does immunity, disease, poison, and environmental effects impact whatever the haze is?
Maybe. You're not sure.
Okay. Well, it's mainly a question of, can I find Geist?
Make a perception check. Let's see how good your concentration is right now.
I mean, I did give a vague description of what that was.
Yeah, you find Geist. Man, you're like, wow, there's like a facility down there. How did you not notice that?
Okay, so he's fighting a robot.
Yep.
Smash. Before anything else happens, just trying to help him.
Before you do that, I'm gonna give like a brief description of the paradigm to see if Iris recognizes who that is.
I feel like I can think about that, and also, this is definitely just a robot, not a dude in a suit, right?
It's a 16-foot tall giant robot. Yeah.
Make another perception check.
Wax, I got 38 of fine.
Wow.
Rerolling that. 29.
Sure. So you examine it for a second, and wait a minute. There is someone in that. Inside that, it seems to actually be more of a giant exosuit, and there's a person in there. He seems to be strapped up to the thing and like has like tubes and stuff coming in and out of his body. He looks like he's like wired into this robot internally, and it looks like it's even like taking care of some of his like survival systems.
Guys, there's a man inside of that who...
I want you to make a well-informed check.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. 32.
So, Nick, your eyes, again, you are a little shocked when you realize who this is. This is the hero known as Mecha Man. Mecha Man was another member of the original Legendary Legion. He was said to, when the Legendary Legion disbanded, he was said to have sustained horrific injuries that permanently hospitalized. It was part of why he retired. But that can't be anyone but Mecha Man, or at least someone taking his MO. He was a hero who had enormous amounts of technological know-how and piloted a gigantic mech suit.
I see. I see. Okay. Geist is going to get this information fed back to him. I'm not going to smash nearly as hard as this, depending on if this is just a robot. But I'm still like going, I need to try and disable these weapons to save Geist from whatever he's doing.
Are you just doing this from up here?
Yes.
Okay.
I was just walking around aimlessly in the crowd, purposefully avoiding people.
So what's everyone else doing while Iris is fighting her private battle?
Trying to find Iris.
It depends. Has Garth snuck away from me?
Darth?
Sean can answer that question.
I mean, I'm trying to find Iris. Once again, whenever I can, trying to activate Don't Notice Me. But
Oh yeah, it works.
great. Trying to find Iris.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Unless Iris is hiding herself, it's not that
We
hard.
actually rolled this. I'm in trouble better on hiding in a crowd than Darth did on noticing.
Yeah, I know.
Did you?
Yeah.
Uh,
You rolled a 20.
Oh. Yeah, well, you don't find her then.
I know. Still looking.
Okay.
Lex, I'm just going to be like looking around trying to find Garth and probably staring at people's faces with the sunglasses on trying to find him. I'm pretty sure you know what that means.
I mean, sort of. Yeah. Hold on, I got some message for you anyways, Izzy. Let's see. Meanwhile, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm probably gonna try to find Stardust.
Okay, yeah, you can find her, no problem.
So, on one hand, I see the logic of all this. But this seems weird for you. This isn't very by the book.
Stardust, you talking Stardust right now?
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, listen, it's not the best situation. I don't like it most days. But it will prevent worse things from happening.
Are things really that dangerous this is necessary?
Maybe. I decided a while ago was not capable of making that decision on my own.
Frankly, I thought you were better than that.
I thought I was too. But I also can't allow an event like that to happen again.
I've always been very vague on what actually went down. Could it really have been so terrible that you have to play favor to all these villains?
The entire city's population could have been wiped out in a blink of an eye. Everyone dead. I was almost responsible for that.
Just at that point, like, I can't even think of anything else to say. She's just gonna grimace, some mixture of pity and frustration, and just kind of start like stammering back over to Katie.
I was going to ask for that, Wax.
Hello?
She sighs.
Anybody?
Can I try and find Stardust now that I can't find Iris? I'm like,
Yeah,
God damn it, she might help her out.
Stardust is hiding, so yeah, you can find her immediately.
All right. Sorry, Captain. Sorry to bother you.
He nods. It's not a bother. Talking to your friend here.
Yeah. So, question: are you okay with the fact that people are getting mind controlled while here?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. No. People are definitely acting different than normal, having very different reactions from their normal stuff, acting very weird and different. Someone's clearly altering their minds.
That's not possible. Again, we monitor for powers of metahuman activity on every level. Technological, genetic, nothing gets
Yeah.
caught.
And how do you stop it?
It doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, something actively stopped me from being able to use my powers earlier.
Anyways, Izzy, I'm going to demand a hero point for that, but you may.
I was actually going to say I have K and J here.
Yeah, but you still need a hero point to do that, but you may do it.
Sure. You've been hemorrhaging them to me, so why not?
So, midway, I'm going to have to pause. We're just jumping all over the place with this adventure, guys.
Are we going to resolve my attack, Rex?
What'd you do specifically? I'm sorry.
Also, just as a check-in, what is the end time for tonight? Not to rush this to a conclusion, just so I know.
I'd like to go no later than 10:30.
Okay.
Is that all right with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Yep. Wax, just as a quick thing for what I am going to do, because not bothering you, so Steve.
So what are you doing?
For a technology roll to figure out what's likely to mess up sensors.
What was your roll?
15.
The eyes.
Literally, like, technological cameras and stuff. Okay, so it's getting smacked with tar and glitter.
So you're basically going for an affliction attack on him.
Oh no, I'm going for damage. I'm just hoping that this helps.
Yeah, we'll see.
Probably. Do I get a surprise attack? Is the question.
Absolutely, it has no idea this is coming.
Great. Boop, 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 boop. That definitely would have hit. Damage rate 14, penetrating 6.
Ooh, not bad. Let's do a roll, see what happens.
What?
Okay, so I'm making a DC 29 toughness save.
Yes.
Would you like to describe your attack and how it dazes the target?
So, guys, see, this is guys holds Iris. He describes things just hears a moment before. In the blink of an eye, the lady gets slammed multiple times across the floor and smashes into a wound. There's not near any of those tubes, but a wall itself, because once you're dealing with sufficient amounts of energy, stuff happens. And it's kind of like covered in tar and glitter, deliberately avoiding, like, the very center of it as much as possible, but, like, boy, it's really weird how this happened if, like, it got hit from all those directions at the same time.
Huh. Okay. Does he go down because of that?
No,
No.
he does not. He is up.
Guys, that's
Yeah.
a seriously skilled hero. Sure, if you're going to be able to.
Nick, you're a little
Well, I've got one trick on my sleeve.
Also, that's not a robot, that's a guy in a mech suit.
Yeah,
Don't
that's-
hurt him, he's a hero.
Yeah, that's the trick.
He's gonna go. You hear him say, "Error, error, unknown combatant, unknown assailant, going into tactical hyper aggressive mode."
What?
And you see like a bunch of vents on him open, and just steam pours out. He kind of plants himself in the ground, like pittons come out and like plant him down, and literally like guns come out of everything.
I am still in the leg, for reference.
I know, he's like scanning. Threat assessment not detected. Detecting threats. He does not do anything.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes.
How big is the leg in proportion to the body of this thing? Could I jump up and climb up into it? Is the question.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's about like the same proportions. Maybe a little more exaggerated than a person, like longer limbs and bigger upper torso, but essentially, yeah, you can do so.
All right. Then I'm going to climb up into the cockpit, and I'm going to.
There's no cockpit, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to go up to like where he is.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to. I'll use my powers to just knock him unconscious, not to kill him.
Okay. So yeah, it's kind of actually a horrific sight when you get there. The guy looks decrepit. Like he literally like is hooked into this machine. Like there are cables coming through it. He looks like he's missing a great deal of his flesh towards like cybernetics. There's like a tube coming out of his head. He looks like he might even be blind at this point. Like, make a technology check. You get +2.
+2?
Yes.
Okay. That is 22.
You think that this machine is the only thing keeping him alive?
Huh. Does he look like? Does he actually look like there's like? Does it look like the lights are on but nobody's home? Like, is it basically just on autopilot?
Sort of. I'm not sure. He doesn't even seem to acknowledge you. Like, it's so hard. Well, one, it's really hard to tell because you're in the middle of the fight phasing through his body.
Right, that's true.
But
So hard to tell where machine begins and man ends and so on and so forth.
he's definitely integrated into this, though.
Well, I'm still going to use. Yeah, I'm going to use my powers to basically knock him unconscious.
Okay. I will say you automatically hit, and I'm just going to give him a toughness save with his normal human person toughness.
Okay, it is piercing 9 for whatever that matters.
That's why it's his normal human person toughness.
Yep.
So let's see, you hit with a effectively strength 24 save. His toughness is -2.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lets out what looks like an attempt at a scream, because the only way you can knock him out is through your phasey trick.
Yep.
And the robot kind of goes haywire. Smoke comes out of it. The man spasms, goes limp, and the robot collapses over.
Alright. Is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Then my job is done. I'll call back to Iris. Okay. Thanks for the tip. We're good now.
And as you do that, Dig Dug finishes drilling through the wall,
Oh, god damn it.
waves at you, and suddenly Willard is standing there. Up top!
Oh, also,
Sorry,
James coming
who
with
is standing there?
me.
Oh, you're standing there. Great.
By the way, everyone up top, game night is gone. There is a Dig Dug cartoon character sitting where he was.
God.
I sit next to it.
Also, could Jay have come with me, Wex?
No.
Okay.
Not with-
Why are you not using Dig Dug to dig?
He
He did. That's why he's switching places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to phase out for a second. I was helping a friend with an emotional thing. Sorry, I always feel bad when I phase out during game. It's the worst. Continuing.
Yeah.
I'm standing next to Dig Dug in the hopes there's a hole there.
There is not, unfortunately.
Well, then I'm finding the weird new thing, assuming game nights. It was game night's idea.
And as this happens, the world freezes.
The world what?
Freezes. You realize that everyone in the room, other than you guys, seems frozen. As if time itself has stopped.
Does everyone notice this, or just certain people?
Oh, your party notices this.
Yeah, so everyone. Okay.
Well, you don't because of where you are right now, Ziggy. This is more
Okay.
There's more people up top.
Technically, I do too, don't I? Because I have people up top.
We'll get to you. You're not really paying attention to that right now.
Fair enough.
And you guys hear some voices.
Well, I'm gonna say the loudest shit ever.
You hear a voice. You've broken the rules. This isn't part of the game. Oh, it's still within the rules. You know that. We've had to step in more than we said we would. Yeah, well, you can stuff it. Let them play it out like this for now.
Wait. Who is this?
Did we stumble into Animorphs? What the fuck?
I was just thinking that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's
Wait.
right. Deep cuts.
You before.
Woo! Yeah, these voices do sound vaguely familiar.
Would I have these voices in a database or anything?
Absolutely not. Fine. They'll play it like this. We leave it like this until this part of the game is done. Acceptable. The voices stop talking.
Is time still frozen?
No, it does not.
Everybody, something's weird that's happening. I'm going to gather us at one of the areas that's weird.
Meanwhile, Izzy, let's talk about you for a minute.
Yeah. So I'm walking through and I'm seeing the tube. I'm also, as soon as I walk through, since I notice a smoldering wreckage on the floor, I'm going to armor up.
All right. Yeah, the figure becomes game night.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry about it. He's out of the picture.
Oh, Geist! I didn't. Wait, is that you, Geist?
He's Geist, right? Like,
Or is he-
are you?
I mean, I'm wearing the mask, so, you know.
Hey, Wex, what do the sunglasses say?
Oh shit,
Yeah.
Ziggy,
Sunglasses.
hold on, and I'm sorry about this.
Oh. What are these sunglasses now?
I think the problem is their technology.
Yeah.
They're not, unfortunately. I bet they are not technology.
I think there's something game me somewhere.
They are not.
Message.
I
Message.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a bet for who's in that tube.
Mm-hmm. And this was originally going to be a micro session for Nick and I.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been doing stuff.
Now it's game night's turn.
Again, Wex, I have no idea how these things work, and you know that.
Anyways, so game night.
Oh, hey, guys, I didn't know you were down here. Nice mask.
Yeah. Nice to see you, too. How did
So-
you get... you did the switch with that video game thing, didn't you?
Yeah, he was able to get me in here, and now I've completed the objective.
Izzy,
What objective is that?
you see the woman in the tube,
Mm-hmm.
and her head lifts up, and her eyes open, and she looks.
Okay.
I have an idea who that woman in the tube is as well, but
Mm-hmm.
yep.
I'm actually very curious now. Who is the woman in the tube? Do I recognize this person?
You do not.
What do the glasses say?
Oh, actually, good point.
What the fuck are these glasses?
They're pretty great.
They
They
came
say
from-
over 9,000, and I will be disappointed if they do not.
Lex, let me know when the appropriate time for me to teleport everyone to where Geist is happens.
Oh, it's about to happen. Because you can feel game night down there.
Yep. Yeah, I'm giving them a heads up before I do it, but it's like, heads up, I'm warping us all to the same spot, and then it's happening.
I
Watch out
don't
for the
I don't expect this to come up during this session, but I just want it to be known that I'm attempting to make small talk with people at the table, especially the Dig Dug, which I do not understand is not regular.
while time is frozen.
Yes.
No. Just as I was walking back into the room.
I've
I
never
forgot
met
time was
anyone
frozen.
who listens as well as you do.
Yeah.
Big Doug MVP.
I did not plan the shifting accent to become an in-character thing, but now it is.
It's all great.
It's
I-
majestic. Keep it.
I made it in the middle of the sentence, and you know what?
I'm sorry.
I mean, the joke I was going with last session is I'm only allowed to be socially competent when I'm doing an English accent, and I forgot which accent I started with this session.
So you just...
I assume I'll just get that if and when I am teleported down to this area.
Yes.
Mm.
I meant that for Izzy, but you wear the glasses, so that's fine.
It's in the both of us chat, so. Oh shit! What did the glasses? Oh wait, no, you already told us. Never mind.
Anyways, so yeah, Nick, if you'd like to teleport down, you may.
Everyone poofs down. For the sake of it, Iris is going to be in her Iris outfit, but she still has the makeup, hairstyling from Ilya.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and nanomachine my costume on.
Yeah, I'm going to very quickly scan the room, and so Dynamite can finally catch up to what everybody else already knows in character.
Just real quick, Stardust and Firework were frozen as well.
I have a feeling I'm not going to get away with this, but for whatever reason, everybody else stays frozen. I walk over to the wall, very calmly and methodically hang up my nice trench coat, walk back to where I was in the exact same pose, medal up.
Okay.
Why did you just put your trench coat in your pouch?
Because this is more amusing.
This is like more amusing.
Okay. Yeah. So you all hear. You have when you teleport down, you see what Izzy saw. The woman in the tube. Her eyes are open, and you all feel presence in your head. It's not words, but feelings being projected at you. Anyone with well-informed should make some checks right now.
Time to roll dice.
I mean, I was just gonna make an introduction.
Oh, yeah, actually, I'll let Izzy do that, as you guys realize.
Oh, hey everybody, what are you doing here? Are you also playing the game?
No, you're right. There's more serious problems.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you guys all know Tranquility, right? Former member of the Legendary Legion. Presumed dead, apparently, but here she is. I'm going to wave at her, because that's what I was
That
told.
who this is?
Well, that's...
So,
and
Nick, this is a pretty big deal, because you got that 20. Yeah, so this is one of the other original members of the Legendary Legion, Tranquility. So her powers are kind of terrifying. She has super high tier empathy, and her emotional state affects her current powers. She has basically some like empathy, control, manipulation, but also like involuntarily projects her own feelings as powers outwardly.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
That's super duper creepy. Especially given the kind of projection going on.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Hey,
I
where?
have to use the bathroom. I shall return.
Out those other tubes.
Hi, Miriam. I was sent down here to say hi. Are you feeling okay? I'm going to put my hand on the tube.
As you do so, her eyes go wide and she looks at you. And guys, the room's environment changes slightly.
Of course it does.
You have less a feeling of calm now, and the whole air has that feel of anxiety, as if there's a tension in the room, and everything's starting to get hot and itchy. You see,
Two environmental effects.
yes, this actually will help specifically. And you see her, like, she just kind of stares at you, Game Night. And Game Night, can I go to a channel with you for a minute? Because it'll be easy to talk about this.
Sure. Drag me away.
I love being not the creepiest mind control case in the game now.
Isn't it great? Also, wow, I did not think this immunity would actually be useful when I spent points on it.
And you know, I was actually going to eventually upgrade my suit to have at least some environmental protections. But, yeah, that has not happened yet.
No.
Oh boy.
All right, so for the record, I was not going to guess this person is Serenity. I was going to guess that she's actually Serenity's mother.
What makes you think that?
Shenanigans and what Izzy does, and how Izzy gets pulled into games along with what he said already.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after we know her name.
Yeah, maybe.
I just wanted this on the record where Izzy will hear me listen to the recording, but licks.
I'm still here thinking to myself, and this was supposed to be a micro session.
Was it?
It was originally going to be a micro session for just Nick and I.
Yeah, we decided to turn it into a major session.
Huh. Well, that's not a thing anymore.
No, it's not.
I'm back. Dog needed to pee.
Yay, Dogo.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I have not had to get onto any calls for work. I hope that this continues.
Hi, we're back.
Okay.
All right, so stop talking about Wax.
Yep, no more talking about Wix Loud.
Wex, I'm resummoning Agent J directly next to me.
Wex?
Hey, what can I do for you, man?
Jay, we need to get her out of the tube.
All right, 1 minute. And he reaches in and pulls out the little cricket.
The noisy cricket.
Noisy cricket.
Oh,
No. This is a ripoff universe. It's the little cricket.
You don't want to stand back, everyone. This thing packs a big punch despite its size.
Midnight, stop him or I'm going to stop him.
No, she wants to be let out.
No, we're not doing that.
Not that way. Watch. I'm going to get her out of the tube.
Are you just teleporting her out?
I'm teleporting her out of the tube.
So, suddenly, again, there's a naked woman here on the floor. She gasps. And, like, kind of spits out this, like, you know, the viscous stasis fluid. She sits on the ground coughing and shivering slightly.
I'm really hoping that wasn't a life support tube, but I was assuming it wasn't.
Yeah, I was assuming that was kind of like forced drugs to keep her in a calm state of mind for them to control all the people upstairs.
Yeah, that was roughly my assumption too. Also,
Wex, nice dress.
I mean, they're covered in tar and glitter.
Yeah,
I
nice.
made sure he was still alive.
One person talk at a time, please.
Nick, you go first.
I was just like, all right. Also, we have Mecha Man, another member of the Legion, supposedly dead, over in the corner. He's still alive. I believe he needs his suit to live currently.
Also, I'm going to put some kind of clothes on her, or like offer her a robe or something.
She slowly gets up, and she steps with shaking feet over to you. And she reaches out both her hands towards you. You blend it back.
Which you is this, Wex?
Game night.
No, she seems nice, and I'm completely trusting. I'm also sitting on a shit ton of hero points that apparently I'm never going to use.
Boy.
She puts her hands on your head and barely whispers, I will fix you. Will save -5, Izzy.
I will fix you? This is going to be a problem.
When has that ever gone wrong?
Hero point this shit.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who you gonna call? Say friend Fredbear.
I think that makes it 19.
It is
Correct.
robot.
What does it make it?
It's add 10, right? So it's going to be 19,
And -5.
so 17 total.
Not enough. Izzy,
You're
you are flooded with a rush of emotions. Fear, as you remember what happened to you in your childhood. sorrow, sadness.
Oh.
All of it rushes in. You see you, and you see you, and you see both of you at the same time, and you understand for a brief second your truth.
Is that staying with me, or is that...
It is for the next couple of seconds while I get a reaction from you.
I think the correct answer might be Game Night starts screaming like he's seen...
As you do, she starts screaming, and suddenly the room changes drastically. Everything grows pitch cold, and a frenzied wind whips up around you guys. I need fortitude saves from everyone in the room.
Am I immune to this Hex?
Christmas.
Oh, I came back just in time.
I can't fucking... I'll spend another hero point. There we go. No, that's Hex. Damn it. I cannot roll over a 10.
19.
I'm looking for 23s.
No.
That is exactly what I got with a 10.
What's my...
Grayson, I'm going to say you're immune to enough of this that it doesn't affect you.
Thank you very much.
Rex, am I also immune to this right now?
Are you immune to cold?
Well, I also literally have imperviousness.
Yes, I am immune to cold current. Oh, if I'm immune to cold, if the damage effect it is, if it's an fatiguing effect.
All right, Wex, I rolled a 26.
Okay, anyone who fails by 1 degree suffers fatigue. If you fail by 2 degrees, you are exhausted as the cold reaches into your bones.
How much
The
are
wind
how much are the
whips
degrees?
around you.
How much, what does fatigue do again?
You are hindered.
You lose your movement rate, which usually halves it.
More
Okay.
importantly, though, it is a rather rough status condition to recover from. You have to actually rest usually to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is my trench coat okay, or is it frozen?
This is only contained to this room right now.
Well, Nick teleported us all down.
Yeah,
Your trench coat?
I did not.
I hung it up on the wall. I made a point of it, remember?
Yeah, so it's upstairs. It's fine.
Oh. No, I hung that up downstairs after they teleported us down.
Oh, your trench coat's rather icy right now.
Cool. I have motivation.
So I need a will save from everyone.
Oh.
And but, depending on the results of this may trigger your complication.
Excellent!
Hey, not 20 on the will.
Wex, does evasion help because this sounds...
Go ahead, that's 20.
Oh, 23.
Keep the streak up. Game night.
Natural 18.
23 is a success.
Woo!
I'm so sad, though.
Oh my god.
You and your 20.
Everyone in the
20s.
game night is going to pass this.
I got an unnatural 20.
Not
The
enough.
the lowest natural roll seems to have been a 17.
Yep. Oh my god,
Yeah.
everyone except game
Everyone
night.
but game night makes this.
Wow.
I think this is appropriate.
But I wanted to fail. Oh well.
I'm sorry.
Can't
you
choose
all-
to go for a hero.
You all feel a piercing terror in your minds. A child's shrill scream.
Wait. Terror? I don't have to roll that.
So you're not being paralyzed by this. You still kind of feel the emotion. It's just not stopping you. This is
No, I am fearless.
you.
What is
still-
terror?
Okay, so you don't have to make the save with this, but you recognize what it is. This is the unbridled, unchained fear of a child who has lost everything and is scared and alone and desperate and so confused and terrified. It is primal how much terror this is. And Game Night is screaming and holding his head, and the woman and Tranquility is matching that. Her body looks like it's coated in ice now as the room slowly freezes more and more, and the wind picks up more and more. What do you guys do?
How fragile does she look?
She's
I mean-
naked and covered in goo.
That girl is mostly frozen by now.
No, I meant physically. How fragile does she look?
You're not sure.
Assessment.
That doesn't tell you toughness,
Yeah, it does.
does it?
It lets me know their stats compared to mine.
I'm looking that up. I don't know if it tells you toughness.
I was going to say, I'm at the very least getting them away from each other.
Yeah, no. It's more of a question of I want to know how much a full-on tackle, which while I'm not the strongest character, would do damage-wise to her. As I try and separate them.
I mean, I was probably just gonna knock her out the same way I did Mecha Guy, but.
Yeah. How much is? By the way, how much is a failure
Sean, it is attack and defense, not toughness. You don't get to know toughness.
Unbridled emotions of a child.
Rex,
She needs food.
I am forcibly teleporting them away from each other if I can. They probably
the toughness does not count as a defense?
Nope. Defense is dodge and parry. You can assess how trained someone is. You can't assess how invincible their skin is.
Well, fine. Well, it's a question of she's within a tube. Does she look like she's like emaciated? Does she look like she has been there for a long time? Does it look like she's had deterioration on her body? That's my general assessment.
She does not look deteriorated in that way.
All right, in that case, I'm going to try and tackle her off of game night.
She maybe looks frail in that she's, again, been in a tube for a long time, but she doesn't look like she's decayed or lost any substance as a person or anything like that.
The question was, how frail does she seem?
I think it's mostly Wex. Would he seriously harm her if he tackles her?
That's
probably,
assuming no superpowers.
Probably not, no.
All right, then I'm tackling her.
I'm also... If this doesn't work, I'm trying to teleport them away from each other.
All right, so Sean, I'm going to let you try to tackle her. I need a toughness save.
I'm going to try to apply food.
I'll end with Nick, and I'll go one in a row, like down the row, so each trying something. Sean, you're trying to tackle her. Make a toughness save. Good. Yeah, that actually worked. No, you'll still take this. So, Sean, you do manage to tackle her, and you pull away immediately as, like, ice starts coating on your body, like, so cold it burns. Take a bruise counter.
Okay.
She is knocked to the ground. She's still holding her head. Her back is arching, and she's just screaming. And Game Night is still screaming. Suddenly, K, Agent K, who's standing there, like, he twitches, like, contorts, and just explodes in a burst of just, I don't know, what is he? Is it gruesome, or does he just, like, disperse?
A cartoon cloud, effectively.
Yeah, just explodes in, like, a puff of glitter. Who's next? Gray Zone, are you trying to help out?
Applying food to the situation.
Okay,
You told me that there was child terror involved, and Gray Zone is apparent, so food is step one.
Okay, in what respect are we doing this here?
I don't know. It was an instinctual response, Wex, so that's what I'm going with.
So you pull out some food.
What do I got in my pouch for this situation?
You got some, like, leafy greens and an apple.
And
So-
inexplicably, like all good parents, one Capri Sun pouch. No.
Do you pull out the food?
Yeah.
It instantaneously freezes.
Oh.
Who else is trying?
I guess I'll jump. Yeah, given the choice after that, if I get another action before this is over, I'll jump in and try and push them apart. But I doubt it'll get there.
Who else is doing something?
So I need to know how much a degree of failure is.
I mean, I plan to do something else, but that's also Nick goes first.
Yeah. I'm trying to give everyone else.
I mean, I was going to try and knock her out the same way I did the Mecha Guy, so.
Okay. Yeah, you won't be affected by the damage, so let me just make a toughness save for her. Like this. Yeah. Okay, Ziggy, I'm going to say, like, yeah, you manage... oh, by the way, before you do that, just because I'm trying to do this, Dig Dug suddenly looks down, his hose is in him, and he puffs up like a balloon and just explodes.
Excellent.
It's the way he wanted it. Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, Ziggy, you kind of reach into her, her body spasms, and she collapses unconscious. The ice starts to die down. Agent J just kind of lowers his glasses, kind of looks down in his body, which starts disintegrating to dust, and he's like, "Oh hell no!" And then also just blows away and blows up. So she's unconscious. The effect is ended. Game Night is still screaming.
Razor, can you? I don't know how to help him, but you're probably the best equipped for that.
Grayson?
Izzy, I'm going to give you a chance.
Razor, can you help him? I don't know what to do about this.
Izzy, I'm giving you a chance.
I start winding up.
I mean, okay, should I try and...
Eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I apparently have to speak very loudly here. I'm giving Izzy a chance before anyone does anything else.
All good.
Sorry,
Okay.
I need to be heard.
The effect is still on me, correct?
So sort of you're not being directly affected by her power anymore, but that truth is still there right now.
Yeah, no, probably still primal screaming kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Any effects of your powers from that, or no?
Here's what I would like. If you want to drag me away for 5 seconds, because it's easier to explain than type up.
Okay, yeah. All right, we're zipping away for a minute.
Sorry, be right back, guys.
Yay, our group reality warp, we're going insane.
All sorts of fun surprises.
We are a failure of an SOS brigade.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed your call. I'm helping somebody manage some emotional shit tonight, so bad timing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It happens.
No, I feel bad. I try real hard to pay attention during games.
Yeah. You know.
So, this is fun. We're never going to have arguments, are we?
Nope. Not at all.
Not at this point.
I mean, I'll be honest, I basically did nothing this session.
I've had a few of those. It's a large party and it's over the internet, so it happens sometimes.
Yep.
We also split up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
No, Dad, you consoled your friend.
Yes, I had 2 conversations in the beginning of the session.
Okay, Izzy, do what you will.
Yeah, so as Game Night is primally screaming, you guys are probably looking at him like, dear God, how much air is in his lungs? And as he is screaming, you're going to notice that the armor plating on him is starting to pulse. As though it's expanding and then contracting, as though the entire suit of armor was breathing. And as the screaming reaches a crescendo, the armor is going to explode off, and there is going to be think Quentin Tarantino blood just everywhere.
Oh.
I'm making sure no one gets hit by that.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to do the other things, Wex, or do you want me to describe those as well?
Finish whatever's happening in Game Night first.
I'd say that's about it. There's probably blood and some, gore bits probably on the wall. Literally something you would see out of a horror movie. The kind of
I assume Game Night's not there anymore. He's there, and there.
Yes, he's pretty much, he's on the wall. All the walls.
As that happens, you feel in the distance a rumbling and hear 3 cracks of thunder loudly coming from somewhere outside the city, loud enough that you could hear them underground. That is where we will end session today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Well, shoot. That's interesting.
Yeah. That is reverse good.
Yeah.
So, next session's the Izzy session.
Really? We had no idea.
I was not expecting it to come up this way, but sure.
So yeah, that's game. I don't really know if I have a set of questions today. Does everyone want to just go through and like state one thing that in particular they like have questions about and or want to make a statement on?
Well, I mean, this session we encountered both the things that we jokingly said would destroy this party. In pregame.
On the contrary, it seems like we're only just beginning.
We encountered what appears to be a nullifier, and we encountered mind control.
Yep.
Should be fun.
No, wait. The other one. Oh, fuck.
To be fair, I didn't use mind control per se.
Fine. It's emotion control that is being used to be semi-mind control.
Things
So much better and great still.
Yeah.
All right, so Sean, is that your statement?
I will use that as my statement. I could say more, but I'll let other people talk.
All right, let's go with Nick next. I'll just work my way up the list.
Well, I mean, big question about all these revelations that came apart in the final act of this session is how much our illustrious speaker knows about this.
Which speaker are we referring to?
The one who I know a bunch of secrets about.
Okay. Oh, by the way, just so we're going to establish this, I need to reduct some things. During Izzy's primal scream, those glasses shattered for him and Wash.
Oh,
So,
that's fine.
Wait, Wash shattered?
No, the glasses did.
Oh, the glasses.
Yeah, the glasses showed.
Yeah, because they were too good. You can't have nice things.
I mean, that is. I'm already quite concerned with what those things may have seen. So
how many of us are ready to fight Alma?
Oh shit! I actually have a question of what they would have told me while I looked at Greyzone. Or wow, not Greyzone, Geist.
Were you wearing the glasses before?
I was when I was talking to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Last session. I forgot to ask.
Yeah, I posted what I posted. I think, for benefit of the doubt, they also would have said, "That's all you get right now. No cheating."
Great.
That would have been the message they said. Wash and Izzy.
Were you getting as many messages as I was through the glasses, Wash?
I was asking way less.
I wasn't asking. I was getting instructions.
No.
Okay.
Yep. That
I was trying to be subtle about things for once, and it seems that was not the right approach.
I was getting
until my ass was on fire.
I was getting the rule book for this game.
I have a feeling whoever I have a feeling the way by which we obtained those may have been tuned to us individually. Game Night.
Game Night's not here anymore.
I know.
Game Night,
I think it was tailored.
Game Night is a pile of corpse on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm preparing one more image for you, Izzy, based on pure speculation.
You're probably right, but I already have an image prepped. But thank you.
Not like this, you don't.
Who else has some commentary?
I mean, I just want to know more about why the fuck you two were at the party at all. Because there's a lot of very unanswered questions about that.
I've been very open about that. We got invitations.
That is, in fact, part of what happened, yes.
I mean, yes,
my current bet is Izzy's real character gave them invitations for creating.
That's certainly a possibility.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see what comes of this nonsense. I mean, we got two big, old heavy hitters of superheroes that are like almost dead, and then we got this whole mess.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
like, you
gonna
guys
be a
remember-
fun time.
Do you guys remember the scale I said the Legendary Legion was on?
Nope.
Were essentially the Justice League.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured as much, yeah.
Yep.
Good times. We are in for some good times.
As some of you know, they weren't the only member of them here tonight either.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah.
Wasn't also the speaker a member?
I'm sure they'll be very pleased to know what's become of their teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're the ones behind it, which, possible.
Yep.
Fucking Ozymandias bullshit.
Also, I've got a good question. Why didn't you ever respond with a affirmation or a negative, Sean? You just left me hanging.
It's called playing chicken, Izzy.
It's called the way you deal with game night is ignore them.
True.
Yeah, Izzy, before next session, you and I should talk. I think you're going to help me construct next session.
Oh no! No!
Oh, wait. Are some of my complications kicking in for this? I think they have to.
No.
Yeah.
Some.
I swear to God, if you put a tentacle ninja in this, I will stab you.
We also have to talk about what you're doing character-wise next session, but why don't
Also, real quick, Wex, so you know, back in college, I ran a ninjas game that involved a door made out of basically the equivalent of adamantine if it blocked insubstantial beings, labeled containment. It was the optional boss at the end of a dungeon. The players had no reason to keep going, but they decided to steal the doors because the material was valuable.
Absurdly valuable, to be fair.
And then Dan died.
Well, Taco died first, then I died.
Yes, you died the next session, and then Dan died.
I warned you. I warned all of you. None of you listened. You did it anyway.
I almost listened. But
I got better.
So that's what we were joking about at the beginning.
I mean, you didn't have to do any of this, but I'm so glad that you guys did this the way I wanted it to play out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I recognize the irony, but this worked a lot more in our favor. So,
Actually, question, Wex, are we keeping hero points between this session and next?
No, that is end of.
okay.
In this case, that is end of adventure.
Do we get any power points or hero points or such?
Yes, I will award everyone one power point.
Yay!
Sweet.
But again, Izzy, we will talk before next session because you're going to have a very different role next session than usual.
Okay.
We kind of half discussed it before, and I'd like to sit down and talk about it again.
Time for everyone fights in Izzy's Happy Fun House.
Oh, we should probably cut the recording here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
We're all gonna die.